Welcome, Hare Krishna. Nice to see you after a week. Everyone is joining one by one, so we'll wait for some time. So we'll
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we will just have some small kirtan in the beginning. Is it okay? So that let everyone come.
Yes.
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Jana Ranjana Muna Tera Vanachari Yamuna Tera Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hare Krishna. Welcome. Seems to be very less number of participants because Saturday Super Minds program has started. I think this program is clashing with some other program where many of the participants are joining also. Probably there is a case. So anyway, we will probably I can send many of the participants are actually participating in another program by His Grace Adidev Prabhu. So therefore, many are not able to come, but still I'll try to post this recording in the WhatsApp group. Thank you, Hare Krishna. So we will start. I think last Saturday we have done with 10 shlokas of first chapter. Now we will go for another 10 shlokas in the first chapter. 11 to 20. So we will read and just share the shloka. Those of you who have Bhagavad-gītas with you can keep the book. Others can read the shlokas in this share. Sorry, once again I will just share the screen. Yes. Full screen. Yes. So we'll read the shlokas one by one, and we will have explanations. The Bhagavad-gītā, first chapter, 11th shloka onwards, we will read. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yadha bhagam avastitaha bhishmam eva bhirakshantu bhavantah sarva eva hi. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yadha bhagam avastitaha bhishmam eva bhirakshantu bhavantah sarva eva hi. All of you must now give full support to Grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the flanks of the army. So here, Duryodhana is continuing to instruct Dronacharya. So we know who is Dronacharya. Dronacharya is the spiritual master. Dronacharya is the teacher of the Pandavas and Kauravas. And Duryodhana learned under Dronacharya. Dronacharya is very elderly, and Dronacharya is also, respectable by Duryodhana and others. But still, taking the position of the king, even though he is not the king. His father, Dhritarashtra, is the king, but he is taking the position as the king. And then he is going and instructing Dronacharya. He is blaming Dronacharya. Dronacharya, as we discussed last time, Dronacharya was an open-hearted, very generous person. And he knew very well his political enemy, Drupada, is having a son. His son's name is Drishtadyumna. And Drupada, with a special prayer, that I want to have a son who can fight with Dronacharya and who can subdue Dronacharya. That was his wish, Drupada's wish. And he got a child, he got a son, Drishtadyumna, who actually is a very expert archer. In fact, Drupada made a very smart move. Drupada knew that there is nobody to defeat Dronacharya in the martial arts. So therefore, he sent his son Drishtadyumna to learn the art of armature. He learned to Dronacharya, who is a teacher of Kauravas and Pandavas. And Dronacharya very generously accepted him as a disciple. He knew very well this person is learning all these martial arts to actually fight with me and kill me. Drupada is against me, but in spite of that, Dronacharya did not withhold. Dronacharya said, okay, he admitted him as the student. That is what Duryodhana is showing now. He is saying that Vyudham Dubhadraputrena Tavasishyena Dhimata. Last time we read that, you have a great disciple who learned under you, and he has arranged the flanks of Pandavas very nicely, very expertly. Look at that, take a look. He's saying that he is also hoping, he's also instructing Dronacharya that you should not make a mistake like this again. You should not show your generosity to the enemies who are fighting against us, then we will die. So you may be generous to Pandavas, but then you may be having, it is well known, Dronacharya's liking for Arjuna is well known, because Arjuna was a good student. Dronacharya is a good teacher, Arjuna was a good student. There was a lot of, there was a lot of, liking for Arjuna. But then Duryodhana is saying here, that kind of attachment should not reflect in this war. One side he was very sure that Bhishma and Drona will not go against the wish of Duryodhana, because he saw that in the assembly of Hastinapura when Draupadi was insulted. At that time, Bhishma and Drona could not say anything. They did not open their mouth. So therefore, this time also, they will surely fight. Even though he knows that very well inside the heart, but still, he is kind of... One second. He's a kind of feeling that, there may be some chance. He doesn't want to leave anything unturned, any chance. He doesn't want to give any chance to Dronacharya and Bhishma to show their love towards them. So here he is saying, Ayaneshu Sarveshu Yada Bhagam Avastita. He is telling Dronacharya that now you must all protect Bhishma, grandfather Bhishma, because now he has become very old. He's bragging. He's simply, showing, he's like acting very smart in front of Dronacharya. Dronacharya did not speak one word. One word he did not speak. Because what to speak to a person who is talking like this, coming and saying, hey, just to whom? To the teacher he is talking. See? So he is talking to the teacher like that. Okay, you better be careful. He is telling the teacher. That shows that his disrespect for elders. That also shows the future of Duryodhana, the future of this war. Because by making people, by making the elderly people feel bad, you are getting a negative remark. You are getting a negative feeling from them. It's not blessing actually. Definitely it is not blessing. What to do? My fate is like this. I had to fight for this guy, for the country. Like that they are feeling. They are not feeling from the heart, I will fight for you, I will save you, I will do this. Unless you have that kind of a feeling, you cannot bring the best out of a person. See? Best out of a person comes out of their own interest. So even in our day-to-day life, what we should do is people whom we are working with, people whom we want, their services or their association or their help, we should make them feel good. Make them feel good. When they feel good, actually good, they will do their best for us. So this is a very important art. Like, when we tell them, nice words, praise them, then you tell them, please chant Hare Krishna, then they will agree. Yes, I will chant Hare Krishna. But if you pick up a fight with them, you talk to them very, impudently, like Duryodhana is doing that now here. If you do that, then what happens? The opponents will actually, the person whom you are talking to will actually not feel inspired to work for you, not feel inspired to support you. So this art, he did not know, or Duryodhana did not know. And that is why he is not qualified to be a king. If it was Yudhishthira, he would have went and paid obeisance to Dronacharya. He would have went and paid obeisance to Bhishmacharya. He would have went and paid obeisance to Kripacharya. He would have appreciated everybody who was in the field. This way, he would have encouraged, as he has done on the other side. In Mahabharata, you can see. He went to Drupada and all, he just went, paid his obeisances. Please bless us so that we will, this inevitable war we have to cross over, please bless. That was Yudhishthira's mood But then what is the mood of Duryodhana? You can see who impudently is talking. See? Now he's saying all of you means Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Karna, everybody. All of you must support Bhishma Dev. So he is going and talking to Dronacharya. Bhishma Dev should not feel that he is not given attention to. So he is saying, he's actually Bhishma. He is actually praising Bhishma. And praising Bhishma, and then further saying that, even though he is such a very great valor person, soldier, but he is old. Therefore, everyone should be in the strategic positions and support grandfather Bhishma. He is using the word grandfather Bhishma. Bhishma meva abhirakshantu. Abhirakshantu. Everybody should protect Bhishma, because Bhishma is the leader of the group now. He's a chief person in the army of Duryodhana. Tasya sanjanayan harsham guru vriddha pidamaha simhanadam vinadyochai shankam datmau pratapavan. Tasya sanjanayan harsham. And then Bhishma is wanting to put an end to the talk of Duryodhana. Duryodhana is talking too much. So therefore Bhishma thought, let him not talk now. So, but he cannot say, because the situation is like that. So instead of telling Duryodhana, keep quiet, he took the conch and blew it. Tasya sanjanayan harsham. That has given so much of happiness for the Duryodhana and party. So translation says, then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. He took his conch out and he blew. It was like a lion's roar, and Duryodhana became very happy. Sanjanayan harsham. Harsham means became so happy to hear, okay, he is in the right mood, there's no issue. He will not defeat us, or he will not deceive us. So he was. So that was the result of Bhishma's blowing the conch, because Duryodhana became very happy. So Duryodhana is actually doing self-glorification. When he is doing self-glorification, that means his end has come. He is going to stop. He's not going to, succeed, because to the elders he's boasting himself. So that problem is there. So actually, Bhishma, by blowing the conch, he has actually informed his depressed grandson Duryodhana that he had no chance of victory in the battle. You don't talk so much, you just stop, blow the conch. If you talk so much, there is no chance of victory. No need to plan so much, because Pandavas will finish the case. So Krishna is on the other side. Vishnu Dev know very well from the beginning that because Krishna is on the other side, there is no chance of victory for us. He knew that, but still he fought. It's a greatness of Bhishma, actually. Next shloka says, Tada shankascha bhejascha anavanakago mukhaha asahasayivabhya anyanda sasabdastu muno bhavate. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. Everybody started from Kaurava side. Everybody started, blowing the conch. Actually, this is one of the one of the technique, that in order to demoralize the person on the other side, you show that you are happy the other people will feel, oh, they will feel depressed. So these people are trying to do all these techniques of creating so much of sound and noise, and everybody started blowing their conch, drums, bugles, trumpets, horns. Suddenly there is a lot of sound. Tadasveterhayar-yukte maghadisyandane stitau madhavam pandavaschaiva divyau shangho pradadmatu. On the other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses sounded their transcendental conscience. So here you can see transcendental conscience. Divyam, Divyau Shankho Pradhatmatu. Whereas when Bhishmadev was sounding the conch, it is not addressed as Divyam. It is just honorary conch. It's just honorary conch. And then when Krishna is blowing, Arjuna is blowing, it is transcendental. Why? It is Divyam. It is because Arjuna, whenever Krishna is present, because Krishna is present in the side of Pandavas, the victory for Pandavas was 100% sure. Because Krishna is beyond the measurement of this material world. You cannot measure Krishna and his prowess, because he's beyond, he's transcendental. Transcendental means beyond the material realm. When Krishna is blowing the conch, and that conch, Panchajanyam, you can see what is the thing that, I think we remember we saw in the thing that, how the signs of victory we have seen. Pandavas will be successful. Because the conscience were described as transcendental conscience, because transcendental means that which is used for the purpose of dharma, that is, that which is used for pleasing Krishna is transcendental. For example, if you play a mridanga and chant Hare Krishna Mahamudra, that mridanga is transcendental. If you play a karatala and chant Hare Krishna Mahamudra, karatala becomes transcendental. If you use the mic to speak about Krishna, the mic becomes transcendental. Because the subject matter concerned is glorification of Krishna, and which is beyond the realm of the calculation of the realm of the material world. Therefore, because of the calculation, we cannot calculate Krishna's glories. Therefore, he is transcendental. So, these concepts are described as transcendental, and then Krishna's personal presence, that confirms the victory of Pandavas. And you can see you are seeing here, white horses, wonderful chariot, a great chariot. The chariot was given by Agni Deva to Arjuna, which is having transcendental power. It is driven by Lord Krishna. It is, and the 5 white horses who are named differently. Those horses are also conscious horse. They know what to do. It is not that always Krishna had to only, if Krishna becomes a little relaxed also, the horses know where to go, because they are taught, they know the course of action during the fight. So it can just cross like that, 90 degrees, 180 degrees can turn around. Suddenly it can turn around and fight with the people coming on the backside. So many transcendental qualities this Agni Deva's chariot has got. And because Krishna is there, Lakshmi ji is already present along with Krishna. So these things are the signs of victory of Pandavas. So that we have seen already. Now, next sloka is Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Poundram Datmo Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vragodaraha. Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his conch shell, Devadatta, and Bhima, the victorious, the voracious eater, he and performer of Herculean tasks, he blew his terrific conch shell called Poundra. So these are the names of different what do you call, conscience. So here Lord Krishna is referred to as Rishikesha. Panchajanyam Rishikesha. Rishika means senses. Rishika Isha means the Lord of the senses. Lord of the senses. So even every word used in Bhagavad-gītā is actually measured words. It tells a lot of things actually. Rishika Isha is Krishna. Because we are having our eyes, we are having our ears, we are having our mouth, we are having our nose, all the senses we have, sense of touch. We have all these different senses. And these different senses, how it is observing the material world. And these are the senses that is actually connecting us with this material world, external world. We are inside this body. And Atma is inside this body. The Atma is interacting with the outside world through these senses. And how the senses are having the power to perceive things in this material world? It is because Krishna has empowered it. Rishika, Krishna is Rishika Isha. He is the one who decides, okay, now you go to learn medicine, then they will teach you anatomy of the body. How we are able to see, how we are able to hear, how we are able to smell, all that, how the brain is the source of all, that's the source of all information, and how the brain knows everything. Everything can be decoded. What information you get through the senses, it is decoded inside the brain. Then we are able to see, through the intelligence, we are able to see, oh, this is red color, oh, this is an elephant, oh, this is the cow, this is so-and-so person. So we are able to recognize that because decoding is continuously going on inside the brain. And who organized all these things? Who designed all these things? It is very difficult to say. You cannot say that something is automatically manifested. You cannot say that. Somebody must have designed. Somebody must be behind every design. You can say, oh, what is there? It's DNA, RNA. Okay, everything is okay. Before DNA and RNA came into force, came into play, who decided this? A computer. We are having a computer. We know it has to be designed properly. What is the capacity? The whole description of the computer's capacity or the mobile phone's capacity is given, right? So somebody has put their brain and made it. Similarly, who made the machine of human body? How many other computers we make? Two computers together cannot make another computer. We have not grown to that level. But Krishna's manifestation, or Krishna's design is in such a way that two human beings can make another human being's body. And how things are working so wonderfully. And therefore, Krishna is called Rishika Isha. He is the one who is empowering our senses, empowering our mind, empowering our mind is also sense, the sixth sense, right? So empowering our intelligence. All this decoding, all this is going on by the arrangement, the supreme arrangement of Krishna. Therefore, Krishna's another name is Rishikesha. Rishika means senses. Rishika Isha means the master of the senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Ruttama. So Acharyas are defining bhakti or devotion as this. Rishikena means, Rishika means senses. Rishikena means by using the senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana. Worshipping or serving Rishikesha, the Lord of the senses. Utilizing the senses, we are worshipping the Lord of the senses. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. Sevanam means service. This is called actually bhakti. So, by performing devotional service to Krishna, we are directly connected to Krishna. Whereas, if we utilize the senses for our personal enjoyment only and not for Krishna's enjoyment, then what happens? Then the senses are not utilized properly. The senses will misguide us. See, if you don't use the computer properly, what will happen? So we have computer, we have all these facilities, right? You have all these facilities. You have computer, you have mobile phone, you have so many things. And the utility has to be there. Proper utility has to be there. If you don't utilize it properly, what will happen? We know what will happen. If you don't use it, if you use it for unwanted purposes, then we get misdirected. We get into trouble and we become defeated. The purpose of the senses is defeated. So Rishikesha is Krishna. So Panchajanyam, his conch's name is Panchajanyam. Panchajanyam means born out of 5. The conch's name is actually Panchajanyam. It produces the sound, and sound is very tumultuous. It is very sweet. It is very sharp. The sound is having a Panchajanyam. The sound produced by Panchajanyam is having a speciality that those who are demons, their heart will break, and those who are devotees, they will, revel in ecstasy. They will be so happy. So this is the nature of Krishna's Panchajanyam. Therefore, it is called transcendental conch. And Devadattam Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya is having Devadattam. Arjuna's conch is named as Devadatta. It is given by Deva. It is given by the Lord. It is given by Lord Indra. Therefore, it is called Devadatta. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Poundram Dadno Mahashankham. Poundram Bhimakarma Vrkodara. Vrkodara means is that he is having a huge stomach and is a voracious eater as well as performer of Herculean tasks. So Bhima, he blew his conch Poundra, which is terrific. It is explained as a year as terrific. So Arjuna is addressed here as Dhananjaya because Arjuna helped his brother to fetch the wealth meant for Rajasuya sacrifice. Therefore, Arjuna's another name is Dhananjaya. And actually, Arjuna is the wealth of the whole team because he is the one who is the greatest warrior. So therefore, he is also the wealth of Pandavas. Therefore, also he is known as Dhananjaya. So this way, different. Now next, Ananda Vijayam Raja. Every conch is being blown and the names are given. Ananda Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira's conch name was Ananda Vijayam. Nakula Sahadevascha Saghosha Manipushpakau. Nakula was Saghosha and Sahadeva's conch was named Manipushpaka. Kashyascha Parameshwasa Shikhandi cha Maharataha Drishtadhyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajitaha Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvasha Pradhinipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Sankham Datmu Prathak separate. It's mentioned their respective conchs. King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, he blew his conch shell, Ananda Vijaya, and Nakula and Sahadeva blew the Sughosha and Manipushpaka. That great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter Shikhandi, Drishtadhyumna, Virata, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupada, the sons of Draupadi, and others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, Abhimanyu, all blew their respective conch shells. So, why blowing the conch? So you can see in the temple, before doing Arati, you blow the conch. Why? Because all the inauspicious elements will run away from there. They will not stay there. Also, the devotees are informed that the Arati is starting, everybody can come now. So the two purposes of blowing conch during the puja in the temple. When the temple deity is opened, the screen is opened. Before that, the pujari will blow the conch, inviting everybody, you can come now, you can have darshan. Like that. So here, they are starting their work, their dharma. This yuddha, this fight is not normal fight, it is dharma yuddha. So before the dharma yuddha, they are blowing the conch. So these are the conches they are blowing, which will actually, we can see in the next sloka, how, like when they blew the conch, what happened to the Duryodhana and party. So Sanjaya informed Dhritarashtra that, very tactfully Sanjaya is telling that his he was not very wise. Dhritarashtra was not very wise to have a policy to fight with Pandavas and try to kill them. It's not so very easy task. He's indirectly telling Dhritarashtra. So the signs have already indicated that Pandavas are going to be successful. Therefore, he was saying it is not so. Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna. Finally, also he says, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partho Dhanudhara, Tatra Sri Vijayo Bodhir Dhruvanidir Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, wherever there is an Arjuna, there what happens? The supreme archer, Arjuna, there will also certainly be opulence, there will be victory, there will be extraordinary power, and there will be morality. This is my opinion. This is what Sanjaya told towards the end of Bhagavad-gītā. So at the beginning itself is showing all that. The next sloka we will read. Sakosho dhartarashtanam Sakosho dhartarashtanam hridayani vyadarayate nabhascha pratidhim chaiva tumarobhyanunadayan. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra. So this happened when Bhishma and others on the side of Duryodhana, they blew their respective conch shells. There was no heartbreaking on the part of Pandavas. It is not mentioned like that. It is not mentioned. Such occurrences are not mentioned here. But in this particular verse, it is mentioned that the hearts of the sons of Dhritarashtra were shattered by the sounds vibrated by Pandavas' party. Why? Because this is due to Pandavas and their confidence in Lord Shri Krishna. When you do confidently, when you answer a question confidently, when you present something confidently, that affects the persons, the people who receive it. So these people, the Pandavas, they had confidence when they blew their conch because they know that Krishna is with us. Sometimes you see, sometimes when a child is asked to go out and buy from the nearby shop, you buy milk and come, or biscuit and come. The child will go, and if the child sees a dog from far distance, the child will come back crying, "Oh, Mama, I cannot go because the dog is there. It will, bite me. The dog is there. It will attack me." And then the same child, if he is holding the hand of father, he is walking. If he sees the dog, what he will do? He will do mischief. He will take a stone and throw at the dog, and he will just tease the dog. But then, why? Because he knows very well that my father will protect me. There is no problem. There was a story that when a flight was undergoing some tribulations in the air, suddenly some depression developed in the air, and the flight was going down and making imbalances. And the flight became imbalanced. And then everybody in the flight were shouting. And one child was sitting and is reading. He is reading and he is not at all bothered about anything. And then finally, somehow fortunately the flight became all right. Everybody landed safely. And then the person sitting next to the child asked the child that everybody were panicking and suffering. They were crying. They were afraid. But then how you were able to sit composed? You are not making any panic. You were not creating any, expressing any fear. What happened? And how you were able to be so, brave in that situation? All of us were crying, asking for help from God, from here, there, oh God, crying. All sorts of people were shouting all sorts of things. And then the child answered that, no, the pilot is my father. I know he will save me. So that's a confidence the child had. The child did not suffer. He did not have any fear. Similarly, in our day-to-day life also. And we are so afraid what will happen tomorrow. It's a constant source of anxiety. The thought of tomorrow is a constant source of anxiety in us. Why? Because we are thinking that we have to do something for tomorrow. Whereas, if you do something, what will be the outcome of what I am doing now, tomorrow? Whether this will save me or not. This anxiety is constantly there in us. Because we don't know somebody is there to support us. But if you know Krishna is supporting us always, always he is supporting. And always Krishna is there to protect me. This is called surrender. Rishishyanidhi Vishwaso. Always I am damn sure that Krishna will protect me. There's no problem. And then what happens? Then we become very bold. We become fearless. Abhaya Charana Ravindare. Those who take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, they become abhaya. They become fearless. So those who take shelter of Krishna has nothing to fear. So we have so much of pandemic going on, and even so many devotees also passed away because of the pandemic, so many things. But the devotees should not feel that, oh, it will come to me, it will come to me, it will come to me. Nothing will come to us actually. We should not simply fear. That fear itself will bring 50% effect on us. We become afraid so much. At the same time, we should not become overconfident. We should simply follow the rules, regulations, and listen to Krishna. And we should know that Krishna will protect me. That doesn't mean Krishna will protect me. I will go out without mask. I will do whatever I want. Krishna will protect me. That is also not true. We should not simply make Krishna do more job. See, we should not make Krishna do more job. So we should, we should help Krishna to protect us. Once we follow everything properly, then many people are following, but still they are getting affected, right? But if you follow everything properly, then Krishna is there. Added element is Krishna is there to protect. Therefore, you don't have to shatter the heart like Duryodhana, because Krishna was not with them. Krishna was with the other side. Therefore, they are shattered. See? So this is very important point actually. Very important point. We should know that wherever there is Krishna, there is victory. Wherever there is Krishna, there is victory. Wherever there is Krishna, there is opulence. Wherever there is Krishna, there is extraordinary power. Wherever there is Krishna, there is morality. Tatra Shri Vijaya Bodhi Dhruva Niti Madhurmama. These four things are there wherever there is Krishna. Therefore, we don't have to be afraid at all. At the same time, we should follow the rules and regulations. Sometimes people think, oh, now my father is chief minister, I can't do any nonsense anymore. That is not correct. Right? So, if my father is chief minister, what I should do? I should help him. I should help him. I should be example, and I should be following the rules more. But in Kali Yuga, everything is opposite. If my father is chief minister or prime minister, I can do any nonsense. Nobody will catch me. So this is Kali Yuga, speciality of Kali Yuga actually. Totally perverted. But the closeness to the prime minister or chief minister or whatever it is, whatever person on the management level, and that gives us more responsibility. It is not a license to become irresponsible, right? So a devotee should not do namno baladasihi papa buddhi. Padma Purana says a devotee of Krishna should never perform papa, never perform sin on the strength of chanting the holy name of Krishna. Then you will not get the protection of Krishna. So what we should do is we should be very, very humble. Humility is as we learned in the 17th, 18th chapter of Bhagavad-gītā. The background, the foundation of our life should be humility. And if our life is founded on humility, then Krishna's protection is automatically there. We become a devotee of Krishna, we can surrender to Krishna, we can follow Krishna's words. Humble means what? Open to the right things. That's humility. Another aspect of humility is we are open to good things in life. We are not saying, oh, that is not good, oh, this is not good, oh, Bhagavad-gītā you should not read at home, oh, if you keep Mahabharata, if you read Mahabharata, brothers will fight, oh, that will happen, this will happen. You should not play, you should not keep Krishna with the flute, he will blow all the money, all the Aishwarya. Here Bhagavad-gītā says opposite. If you keep Krishna with you, that will bring Aishwarya for you. That will bring Tatra Shri. Shri means Aishwarya, opulence. Vijaya, victory. Bhudi, you will get extraordinary power. And you get morality. Justice, you will get justice. So these things you will get if you worship Krishna. But people, because of their material calculations, they don't want to surrender to Krishna, then they will say, oh, I can't worship. So we have to take shelter of Krishna. Then there will be no fear. Even in the midst of greatest calamity, you don't have to be fear. And I don't know whether you remember this slogan, Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. We studied in the first chapter. If Krishna wants to protect us, nobody can kill us. Rakhe Krishna Mare Ke. If Krishna wants to protect us, who can kill us? Mare Krishna Rakhe Ke. If Krishna wants to kill someone, who can save him? So therefore, we don't have to be fearful at all. We will become totally free by taking up Krishna consciousness, by surrendering to Krishna. Next sloka is Adham Vyavasthitan Drishtva Dharta Rashtan Kavidhvaja Pravritte Shastra Sambade Tanurudyamya Pandavaha Rishikesham Tata Vakyam Idam Ahamahipate. Adham Vyavasthitan Drishtva. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag, marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. Okay? After looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in the military army, Arjuna then spoke to Lord Shri Krishna these words. So, Arjuna is getting ready to fight. He stood up on the chariot, and the chariot is mentioned here. Adham Vyavasthitan Drishtva Dhartarashtan Kapidhvaja. Kapidhvaja. Kapidhvaja means flag. Kapi means Hanuman. So, he was seated in the chariot, which is holding a flag marked with Hanuman. So, that is one of the symptoms of victory. Wherever there is Hanuman, a devotee like Arjuna, here along with Krishna, Arjuna is there, along with Rama, Hanuman was there. Right? Hanuman fought against Ravana and he helped a lot. Actually, he did a lot of service to Lord Ramachandra Bhagavan. And Hanuman is such a powerful person. He's so auspicious that when he is there, his presence is considered to be one of the a surety of victory for Pandavas. So the battle was just about to begin. So Dhritarashtra, the Dhartarashtra, the sons of Dhritarashtra, they were, more or less, they were totally disturbed by hearing the sound vibration of the conch blown by the confident conch blowing by the Pandavas and the group of people on the side. So they did not expect this. The Pandavas will do so big arrangement. The Kauravas did not expect. So the devotees, when they perform their devotional service, people become stunned. How he is such a nice devotee, and how he is able to do this. People actually think about it. Actually, devotees are very attractive because Krishna is attractive. Devotees become attractive also. Rishikesham tada vakyam idamaha mahipate. So then Arjuna spoke to Krishna these words. What are those words? we will know tomorrow, next Saturday. And Arjuna is telling Krishna, okay, now take the chariot in the middle of both the armies. Oh, Krishna is going to say that. Then Udgimya Pandava, he took his bow and arrow. He was asking Krishna, okay, now let us see what's happening. So Arjuna had actually no cause of fear because Arjuna already knew when Krishna is there, Krishna is sure. So Arjuna already knew. Arjuna had no cause of fear, but still he wanted to actually make an estimation, of before starting the fighting, he should know what he's doing. So who are all there? They're all, by looking at them, looking at their face, their confidence level. Right? So we must have confidence. This is one reason Arjuna wanted to see both the armies. How confident they are. He wanted to see actually. So this is it today. So when Krishna is there, Krishna is associated, he is not alone. He is associated with so many people. All his devotees like Hanuman. Everybody will help, we should know. Okay, then we get Pakka confidence. Once we get Pakka confidence, then what happens? Then we become very bold. Right? Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I think we should stop now here and give some time for questions and answers. You can unmute yourself and ask questions, whatever you have. Hare Krishna. Yes, Gauri wanted to say something. You're able to hear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Any questions, comments, anything you want to say?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I know the 15th and 16th one. Sorry, 15th and 16th one.
16 verses, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Oh, good. That's nice.
Sorry, Prabhuji, can I say?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Panchajanyam Rishikesho Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dadmo Mahashankam Bhima Karma Vrikodara Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putro Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevascha Sugosha Mani Pushpakau.
Very good. Wonderful. These two slokas you can chant every day.
Okay, Prabhuji.
That is actually what happens is when somebody is having lack of confidence. From age-old time, the acharyas used to say these two slokas. If you read, then you will get your confidence level will go up by the mercy of Krishna. How they blew the conch, and when they blew this transcendental conch, how people's heart became. Like Duryodhana and Pati, they were heartbroken by hearing the sound of it. Similarly, all the bad forces, bad elements will go away. So Panchajanya, when you remember Krishna's conch name is Panchajanya. All the obstacles will go. You just remember Panchajanya. Close the eyes and remember Krishna holding a conch, Panchajanya, and it seems it's very good for removing obstacles. And you get so much of energy. Right?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Prabhuji, is there any mantra which we can chant whenever we want Raksha from Krishna?
Yeah, you have this mantra Ugram Veeram Maha Vishnam Narasimha Bhagavan Narasimha. Krishna came in the form of Lord Narasimha to protect the devotees. Whenever you want, you remember Lord Narasimha Dev. Ugram Veeram Maha Vishnam Jalantam Sarvato Mukham Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityum Namamyaham. You get this mantra?
No, Prabhuji. I have not heard.
Maybe you can write down if you're ready with a paper. You can write down. I will chant slowly. Ugram
1 second.
Yeah. Or shall I type in the chat? Okay, I will type in the chat. Ugram, Veeram, Vishnu, Jwalantam, Sarvato Mukham. There is one line. Narasimham, Bhishanam, Bhadram, Mrityum, Vamyaham.
Prabhuji, what is the translation of that? If you could explain it.
Translation is Ugram. Ugram means very fearsome. Ugram Veeram Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu in the form of Narasimhadeva is very ferocious and very chivalrous. Jwalantam Sarvatoh Mukham. His faces are, his face is like fire everywhere in all directions. Narasimham Bhishanam Bhadram. Narasimha is Bhishanam. It's fear-provoking. But Bhadram, if you have that Narasimha with you, it is Bhadram, it is protection personified. Mrityum namamiham. Bhishanam Bhadram. Even Mrityu is afraid of Mrityu. Mrityu is afraid of Krishna. Mrityu means death. Even the death is afraid of Lord Narasimha. Such Lord Narasimha, I namami aham. Aham means myself. Nama means my salutation, my namaskaram to Lord Narasimha Deva, whose face is, everywhere. It is the blazing face of Lord Narasimha is in every direction, and who is even the death personified is afraid of that person. That chivalrous great personality, Lord Narasimha, I surrender to him. My obeisances to him.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, I know this.
Ah, super. You know all these mantras, huh? Very nice.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You chant this whenever you need protection, you can chant this. Lord Narasimha will protect you.
This is also like 108 times, Prabhuji, or how many?
No need, you can chant once. Chanting means Hare Krishna Mahamantra is called Mahamantra. These are all mantras. But then the Mahamantra is Hare Krishna Mahamantra that will give us ultimate protection. Actually. Hare Krishna Mahamantra only you need to chant 108 times. And this you can chant once while lighting the lamp in the morning, while paying obeisance to the Lord. At that time you can chant this mantra. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. The Bhagavad-gītā book which we have ordered, can you say approximately how many weeks? This week it will come. We have already posted. Everything is posted on Monday, actually. Last Monday it is posted. Anytime it can come to you.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Because now only they started, they opened the courier offices here in this area. Of course, offices are there, but they were charging damn big amount. So we thought of waiting for some time, and now it became normal, coming to normalcy. So we thought we should not wait for more time because advanced class started. You will need Bhagavad-gītā with you, so we posted it off Monday, whatever it is, you just posted. You will get it this week. If you have, many of you would have bought it already now, otherwise you will get next week. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we'll see again. Any other questions, doubts? Or else we'll see
Prabhuji,
today. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I have a question. I have written it in the chat box.
Chat box, which one? Okay. Is it possible to have at least two sessions in a week? 1 hour seems too less to hear and understand. And understanding this great Bhagavad-gītā in the most humble and gracious way as you do. So actually, what happened is we can do, but there should be a consensus. Let us discuss on WhatsApp. And many people have not come today, so we will discuss it out and we will see if it is possible on Saturday and some other day also. If possible, I can do that because it's online time everywhere. People are doing online classes. So many people get engaged in many different things, and we also are taking class in different languages. So therefore, let us come to a consensus. Maybe Rajat GL can give a suggestion, and other people can say so. No, we will put it up in the chat box in the WhatsApp group, and then we'll come to a consensus. We'll start. No problem.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank
Monday
you.
or some other day, right? Saturday, Monday or Tuesday, whichever date possible.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Mahesh wanted to say something. Can I show something? Who is that? Ananya want to show something? What is that?
Sir, I got the Bhagavad-gītā book.
Bhagavad-gita book you got? Okay. Show me what you want us to see.
Okay. Anyways, ఒకసారి ఈ ట్యాక్స్ దాన్ని కనుక్కో.
Okay, not able to show, is it? Okay. Any other question? So we will call it a day. Request everybody to be active on the. You can ask any questions on the WhatsApp also. There's no problem. I'll try to answer. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Hare
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The
Hare
classes
Krishna,
are very
thank you,
nice.
thank you.
For conducting them.
సీఎం ఉన్నాడు కదా, తర్వాత ఒకసారి నా
Hare Krishna. So we will end the program.